Hey guys, what's going on? It's Jay Word here, back with another One Piece Chapter 1026 review. I'm sorry I didn't do it yesterday, but I was watching football all day yesterday. It was magnificent. But, however, we back at it again. But this chapter, it was short. I think the last chapter was kind of short too. This chapter was short, but it was absolutely magnificent. There's a lot of things going on in this chapter. Definitely worth about two or three reads. But, it starts off in the flower capital, okay? They're still having a good time out there. They're none the wiser that Onigashima is on the way to do some deviant shit to that festival. You know what I'm saying? So we see, Tengyama Hitetsu, he's just having flashbacks of when Tama left to help the Straw Hats with the war. So he was having flashbacks that he was like, please let Otama be safe because he doesn't know what's going on. But as you can see, there is an ominous thundering happening over the flower capital right now. And if you look really close, you can see Onigashima like coming in through the clouds. So it's getting close, and pretty soon people are gonna start seeing this big ass island floating in the middle of the sky. It's going to be impossible, impossible to not notice that. But as you can see, we're transitioning into the things that are happening on top of the Skull Dome. We got Momo, we got Luffy up there doing their thing. So they're reporting that there's two dragons squaring off above the Skull Dome right now. One of them is definitely Kaido. The other one, they don't know, but they do know that it is an enemy. Now, we see here, Luffy's on his ass catching shit right now. He's on some Pokemon training shit. But the first thing I notice is basically Momo's lack of confidence in his own ability, because he hasn't even been in dragon form long enough to know what he can do with his powers. Because we see Kaido try to hit Momo with a blast breath, and Luffy's like, "Hey Momo, flamethrower, do one back." And I was like, "I can't do that. What are you expecting from me here? That's actually a bit much because I just got in the dragon form. We barely got on the Skull Dome as it is, and now you want me to do a fire breath? Come on now, Luffy. Come on now." But, we see Momo's initial lack of confidence in his ability, and this leads Luffy to do something very selfless, something I said in my Zoro video. In the world of One Piece, we love to see selflessness from our characters, and Luffy, that is one trait of Luffy that exceeds probably all of his other traits aside from his will. He is a very selfless character, and we see him, he hits Kaido on top of the head with an elephant gun. Just a regular Gear Third elephant gun with some Conqueror's hockey on it, most likely. It probably hurt Kaido to say the least. And he says, "Momo, bite Kaido. Bite Kaido." Okay? This is very interesting because Momo's like, once again, I can't. We keep hearing those two words from Momo. I can't. I can't. I can't. He's always telling himself that he can't do something. There's something deeply rooted in him, in his psyche. He's always telling himself that he can't do something. So eventually I'm thinking that later on, we're finally going to see Momo say he can do something. This is something that he can do. But at first he's like, I can't bite Kaido. You know what I'm saying? That's too much of a daunting task for me. But he has a flashback in his head. He remembers how Kaido treated his mom, and how Kaido had him up by the neck. He was like, "Who are you?" And Momo, in that moment of time, 20 years ago, he couldn't do anything to protect himself. He couldn't protect his mom. He couldn't do nothing. So he was like, "You know what? I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to take a big chunk out of Kaido." And you see in this panel right here that I'm looking at, he's biting Kaido. And the look on Kaido's face, like, he's just like, "Yo, what the hell?" And he's also thinking back to the things that Kaido has said about his father, Odin. He was like, "Your father was a fool of a lord." And that makes him bite down even harder. But in response to this, Kaido just kind of looks back at him like, "Yo, okay, like, what are you doing? What's going on back there? Huh? Knock it off back there. This is some real pirate shit going on. You got this little thing hanging off of me." He was like, "What are you doing, Brad?" And Momo has a perfect response. He says, "You ruined Wano. If it weren't for you, father and mother, they would probably both still be alive to this day," which is most likely true. If it wasn't for Kaido, Orochi wouldn't have been a problem. Odin could have he could have taken care of that easy. That would have been easy work. It would have got none there. But now, Momo sees it as Kaido. You ruined everything for me. You've taken everything from me, and you can go back to like the Avengers, the Infinity War shit. He was like, I don't even know who you are. But aside from that, like Momo sees Kaido, he's taking everything from me, and that was enough motivation for Momo in that moment to be like, all right, I'm gonna attack you, I'm gonna bite you, right? And shout out to Luffy because in response to this, he's like, all right, good job, Momo. Okay, but check this out. You just attacked. Basically, you just attacked one of the most powerful men on the sea today, right? One of the Yonko, one of the four emperors. You just attacked one of them. Not too many men can say that they attacked Kaido and live to see the aftermath of it. So, in response to that, how do you feel right now? Is there anything in this world that can scare you now? Is there any reason for you to say that you can't do anything? No. There's no reason. You know why? And even before this, before Luffy says all this, Luffy comes and steals off on Kaido again. Like, Luffy, like I said in the Luffy video, he's kind of been ragdolling Kaido a little bit. A little bit. Not a lot. Just a little bit. And it's just interesting to see Luffy just doing all this just for Momo's confidence. All of this little setup stuff right here, it was for Momo. He was doing that just to try to hype Momo up. He wasn't even hyping himself up yet. He's like, Momo, I need you to be a man in this situation. Because remember, he's only been aged 20 years. His body, not his mind. In his mind, he's still afraid. He's still a little kid. He's still thinking that there's things that he cannot do. So it's going to take a lot to bridge that gap. You can't cram 20 years of fighting experience into like this quick little transformation. There is going to be a learning curve, and that's why I really wasn't expecting Momo to do much on the Skull Dome in the first place. Like Luffy, he's going to send him off to make sure that Onigashima doesn't fall on the flower capital, because as we see in the beginning of the chapter, it is really close. So Momo's role, he's going to be doing his thing really soon. Hopefully in the next chapter or two, we will see some flame clouds, or maybe even him physically wrapping his body around Onigashima and keeping it uplifted. Hopefully he overcomes that fear of heights and flying. And if he can do that, the sky is really the limit for Momo, especially knowing who his father is. Maybe, hopefully we can see, the only reason we would see Momo's hybrid form is if he had to fight somebody. And I don't really see, I don't know if there's anybody for him to go up against right now. You know what I'm saying? His job is to take care of Onigashima and make sure that it doesn't fall on the flower capital. So shout out to Luffy, and a big shout out to Momo for overcoming his fears and attacking the Yonko. Because like I said, most people don't get away with this shit, right? And as we transition through the chapter, when I was reading this live, it really caught me off guard, because I thought that, Nekomamushi and Inuyarashi, I thought they was going to end the fight. But even before that, I really thought Inuyarashi was going to die in this fight. But, you come to this page and it looks like they're both getting folded. Like, Jack is saying, if I had taken another hit from you, bro, I wouldn't even be standing here right now. And even Perospiro's like, look, yeah, you're strong, but I seem to be the lucky one today, as he is casually holding a giant candy axe. His power is so funny to me. It's just like candy. Like real hard candy. He's weird, okay? But I do like Perospiro. But Perospiro is like, I'm just more lucky than you today. Luckily for me, the moon disappeared. You couldn't use your Shulon form. And from what I'm taking from these little short, exchanges, Jack and Perospiro, they were both like pretty much at their wits' end. Because Nekomamushi and Inuyarashi, they're very strong in their Shulon forms. They're probably strong in their base forms as well, but they're very, very overpowered in their Shulon forms. And it was giving them a tough fight. And you can tell just from this little short dialogue, we see there's no more, they're not in their Shulon forms anymore. But then, this one thing I wanted to point to, We see Zoro and Sanji right here, and they're like, there's just no way, no way that's Momo. Zoro's like, there's no way that's Momo. He just doesn't believe it. Oh, I mean, Zoro, who else could it be, bro? Who else could it be, Zoro? You use your head, man. Use your head, bro. But he's in the middle of his own fight right now. I do want to talk about that this week. Hopefully, just some like, thinking about Zoro versus King and how that fight's gonna play out. But we always see Luffy have these great quotes. He's making some guarantees. He's like, I'm definitely gonna beat Kaido. I will definitely beat Kaido. And we see people respond to this. Big Mom is like, you're funny. That guy's funny. He just say what I think he just said. Kid is like, you fucking better. And Lara's like, where the hell have you been? Lara's just like, he's the only rational. He's like, bro, where you been at? What happened on the Skull Dome? That's another question. I didn't even think about that while I was just plotting my points out for this video. What the hell happened on the Skull Dome the first time to make Luffy lose consciousness like that? Some people speculate he just ran out of stamina or something. Man, I don't know, but all we know is that when Luffy was on the rooftop the first time, he got clapped and he got folded, and he was all wide-eyed and unconscious and shit. But he was still fighting mentally. He never gave up mentally. Even like the minute he fell off of Onigashima the first time, he's like, yo, give me back, because I can beat Kaido. Obviously, something happened up there on that rooftop when Luffy's like, oh, hell no, I got this. I can beat Kaido. Maybe he thinks Kaido isn't as tough as he's seen before. Because even in chapter 1025, I'm sorry guys, even in chapter 1025 when we see Luffy standing on the back of Momo at the end of that chapter, he's looking down on Kaido with his arms crossed. I hope they're not coming to get me. Anyways, he's looking down on Kaido with his arms crossed. And then even in this chapter, he's been talking down to Kaido. We see a panel over here. He's got the pirate captain coat just waving off of his body, bro. It looks fantastic, okay? He's making guarantees. He's saying, I will definitely beat Kaido this time. And you got everybody rooting him on. And here we see Kaido hop up with the seriousness back in his hybrid form, because he's saying, all right, fuck that. I'm getting serious again. Back in his hybrid form. And he asks Luffy, do you really think that you have a chance to beat me? Luffy responds, as long as I'm still breathing. I think the official release said, as long as I'm still alive, I have a chance. Anything can happen. Which is true, because time and time again, Kaido thought that he'd taken care of Luffy, and Luffy always shows his face. Always shows his face. And then, the climax of the chapter, maybe even the climax of the whole One Piece story in general, happens in chapter 1026. The splitting of the sky. That signifies that two great pirates are duking it out right now. We've only seen this shit happen from other great pirates. We've seen it happen with Whitebeard and Shanks. We've seen it happen with Roger and Whitebeard. We've seen it happen with Big Mom and Kaido. Now we see it happen again with Luffy and Kaido. I was so hyped when this happened, guys. I was so hyped when this happened. I was like, yo, these guys just split the fucking Luffy. Just split the fucking sky with his sandal. Kaido got a whole weapon over here. Luffy only got sandals. Like, his weapon is his body. But I did hear somebody say that Luffy's like devil fruit works really good with haki, and that could be why the world government wanted that fruit so bad. They probably had a certain person that they wanted to give that fruit to, but you never know. But here we see, they even say it, the heavens have split. The heavens have split. I could talk about this for hours. I mean, Luffy, the man has come so long. Like, he's come so far in his journey. Like I said in Pirate King Luffy is on the way video. He went from just being a guy that could stretch, and then he could manipulate his blood cells, then he could make his arms really big, then he could turn into this like fucking ape looking shit. He's got different forms, and now this. in his base form. We haven't even seen Luffy transform other than that little Gear 4th attack that he did to make an entrance. But now we're seeing Luffy, he's doing so much, and it's fluid, it's efficient. He's making it happen so smoothly. It's like, man, Luffy has come so far, and now to see him split the sky. Mind you, they had a clash on the rooftop before. They had a Kakurosaki clash on the rooftop. I mean, when Kaido knocked Luffy off the first time they had a clash, and the skies didn't split. This time the sky split, so it signifies that Luffy has gotten stronger. He's figured something out. He definitely knows how to use that Kakurosaki more efficient now. Even Kaido said it the first time, your use of it was just sloppy and inefficient, man. You don't know what you're doing. You got me up here about to cry and shit because I thought you were the one, Luffy. I thought you was gonna make me feel something, and look at you, all white out and shit. But now Luffy came back this time, and he's just socking Kaido around, looking down on him. Now he just split the sky. Oh man. And the Marys are just looking on. They're just like, yo, this is wild as fuck right now. I cannot believe somebody's going toe to toe with Kaido right now, right? But the result of the splitting of this sky is the moon coming back into focus. Now, at this same point, we see Jack and Perospero look at the moon, and the look on their faces is basically saying, we're fucked. We're fucked. Right? And Nekomamushi and Perospero both know this fact also. They're saying these guys are fucked. And Urashi says, don't say another word. Don't say anything else. And Nekomamushi's like, you were saying something about luck, right? You thought you was the lucky one? We'll see. And then they do this Oden one story style. This one, it says grinning claw attack. I thought he chopped his head off because I seen his hat just fly. I'm like, bro, hold on. Is Oda really going the Demon Slayer route here? Did he really just chop this man's head off? But nah, it's just his hat. He fucked this man up though. Like, you can really tell that this Garfield didn't come to play no games with Perospero. And just looking at the attack, it looked like it went right through his body. Yo. And the same thing with Jack. You could see the energy just flowing right through his body. And according to Oda, according to this chapter, they're both defeated. Right? We've seen the same thing happen when the Tobiroko were defeated. It was announced, at least in the chapter. They've both been defeated. I'm really proud of both of these people. I'm really proud of Nekomamushi. I'm really proud of Inuyarashi. They came through with the revenge. I mean, even Pedro blew himself the fuck up. So there are people saying that Perospero really wasn't a bad guy in that situation, and to keep it a buck, he wasn't. But I mean, there's a little bit of avenging going on, and here we see Jack getting his payback for what happened on Zou Island. Inuyarashi taking care of that. This is very good to see, very wholesome to see. So glad Jack was taken care of. Jack could have been a tough puppy, but it's crazy that Inuyarashi was able to do it by himself. He was the one that didn't get any help. He went into that situation, he was getting jumped. But luckily the Sulon form was able to prevail. I would love to see some more of this shit. Hopefully in the anime they flesh these fights out a bit more. I'm pretty sure they will, because the anime be going kind of slow. But we getting closer to chapter 1000 for the anime, so I know that's going to be good. And at the very end of the chapter, we see Orochi just looking on. He's like, oh shit, they got Jack. But that's no concern to me. Is he getting protection from somebody, or is he just that confident that he's going to be able to finesse his way out of this situation? Now, my theory is that Denjiro is about to come kill this man. Denjiro is somewhere doing something, fighting somebody or something. I don't know. But I feel like Denjiro is going to be the one to kill Orochi. Because I remember when Denjiro went up against Zoro real quick, he said, I'm Orochi's dog. And I just feel like that was funny. There's been a lot of good actors in this Wano arc. It is like a great kabuki play. There's been a lot of good actors, but I definitely feel like Denjiro will be the one to finish off Orochi. I don't know who else it could be. He's just been in there hiding. He's probably only got one life left, because he had I believe it was the 8-headed serpent. Devil Fruit. I don't know. Did we get a name reveal for that or not? I'm gonna have to look it up on the viewer card. But in any case, we see Orochi looking on at the end of the chapter. Um, yeah, somebody need to come take care of him. But aside from that, it was a really good chapter this week. Just to see Luffy split in the sky, man, that really just it really hit home for me. I'm not gonna lie, it really hit home for me because Luffy gets so much hate, even from One Piece fans. But Luffy gets so much hate, and I feel like he's come so far. He deserves his respect. And this chapter, you can't really say anything. He's done it. Now, if he can take care of Kaido 1-on-1 and actually kill him, oh god, that would be perfect. That would be perfect because then everybody will just shut the fuck up about the Zoro kills Kaido stuff, even though it's not as prevalent as it used to be. And then Luffy can get even more respect. And then after one of the payoff, we gotta talk about that. So that'll be another video for another day. But guys, if you enjoyed this review and analysis, man, drop a subscribe on the video. Drop a comment down below if you want to hop in on the discussion. But aside from that, you guys have a good day. Peace out.